Geopolitically, we in a field that's for Israel. Wonder, is it real? Rappers act and say they high, say they simple pills. Glorify suicide so they get the deals. Big pharma set it up, had to flip the pills. Control the music industry until the scripts get filled. Geopolitically, yeah, we in a field that's for Israel. Wonder, is it real? Took the way you saw the world, then distorted it. Now you think you wanna rock that twirl, somewhere orbiting. Theories disproportionate, the truth distorted quick with a forceful grip. They force a misinfo that we absorbing quick. Took the people's signature to mean extorted it. They forging it if news anchors informants who informing them. There's a surplus, but they tell us there are shortages. Credit economy mortgages, dollar that's supported with empty fortresses. But what's important is this reporting ships important. Yes, of course it is, but extortion is in accordance with an assortment list of foreign tricks we ignoring, which informing this, informing this. It looked like we were snoring tricks. Pedophilia and the government endorsing it. Yeah, eugenics is exactly what abortion is. You just vilify those insubordinate. Way to matrix engineer, that's unfortunate. Geopolitically, we in a field that's for Israel. Wonder, is it real? Rappers act and say they high, say they sip with pills. Glorify suicide so they get the deals. Big pharma set it up just to flip the pills. Control the music industry until the scripts get filled. Geopolitically, yeah, we in a field that's for Israel. Wonder, is it real?
In a world where Austin's not wearing his hats to the back and people are going to make too big of a deal out of it. So what's up, guys? Yeah, I took a couple day break. Wasn't really feeling the streams like I told y'all in the stream I did last. I had some stuff going on and I don't really want to talk about it. So we're just going to move on. I don't know where my phone is, but I'll find it in a second. So anyway, tonight's stream is the power of money, I think is what I called it. I don't even know, to be honest. Yeah, the power of money. All right, because money super grabbled the meaning of money, what money really is, the definition of it, way we've been indoctrinated to perceive it, what it's about, and then we've been attached from the power that comes with it, both good and bad. It's basically the gist. If you knows what I'm saying, bruh. All right, so what we're going to do. Oh, yeah, we have an announcement to make. So it is official that's now. I don't want to hear what people think about how it looks. Heads up. But we have a merch store. Oh, yeah, we have a merch store. Bank. Wait. Bank. What's a good store? Got real creative with the name. Don't actually know how to zoom back out. So we're just going to do that. Oh my gosh, whatever, who cares? So here we go. Got some shirts. They picked the order that they put them on. I actually made these shirts at the bottom first. And they picked the colors that they're going to show you what they are, because I wouldn't have picked these colors to show you. I would have probably picked black for everything, to be honest. But anyway, there's 4 designs. We got... You will know them by their fruits, Matthew 7:16. Of course, we also got the hoodie. We got the Clown Worlds. We got Unplug from the system. And then we got the WitsitGetsIt emblem, which is just all right, I guess, where it floats about. So there, the announcement has ended. I need to find my phone so I can shout out anyone that sent anything. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to watch. This is super, super funny. Oh, let me drop the link for the link for the merchandise. Bam. It's in the YouTube chat. Oh, don't you worry, D-Live. I'll drop it for you in there, too. Oh, thank you very much for the freaking... My man sent 2 Lambos before I could even get back over here. What a legend. Hydro Bear. Crush. Yet don't crush what's around you. Be better than the crushing of what's not to be crushed. Garden. Whitsitt deserves it. F the world of Israel and any land that thinks it owns the words of human. My man is swinging for the fence. I would have to agree with both of those sentiments. And yeah, who is Israel, right? It's supposed to actually be the believers. And thank you very much for the freaking Lambos coming out the gate. Pedal to the metal. Thank you very much. Much appreciated. Here is the merch in D-Live. All right, so anyway, there you go. I don't even care. I'll be so transparent with you guys. You can know what I make on and everything. Let's check it out. So on the shirts, wait, am I sharing the screen? I'm not sharing the screen. On the shirts, your boy gets $11 for profit. These are all the base prices that they all came with. So again, $11 on t-shirts, $19 on the hoodies, and $8 on the tank tops. I haven't put these on here. I don't really like the kind of bland, but they have coffee mugs with Unplug. Y'all can tell me in the chat if y'all think I can publish these right now and they'll be available. I just haven't chose to do so. But coffee mugs, $6. iPhone cases, $5. Android cases, $5. So there you go. But this way, you can get regular shipping or expedited shipping, get in 3 to 5 business days, right? Or typically 2 to 3. So they're going to ship it. They're going to print it once you order it, ship it to you. You can get all kinds of different colors. I don't have the upfront money to just mass print shirts or whatever. So I did the research. These are quality shirts, quality hoodies. So this is the best way that we can offer merch right now. And I had people keep asking me about it. So I did it. There it is. All of the support via the merch is much appreciated. Me and Nathan were talking about it. I mean, if you think about it, you send me a super chat, then the grabblers take 33% of it, and that's for nothing. He gets nothing for it. I get nothing for it. They take 33%. In this scenario, I'm making pretty significantly less than 50%, like 30 to 40% of what you're spending, but you're actually getting something back, right? So it's way better than certain avenues. And, of course, Cash App, PayPal is the best way. In a world where we have the President of the United States, this is how we're going to kind of break the ice. This is hilarious. I don't know who's seen this. Most of y'all know about Owen Benjamin. I guess actually let me do this. So this is pretty hilarious if you don't know. Like Owen Benjamin, which is why you see a bunch of bear names, which means they're probably legends that crush. I'm sure a few lame people slip in, set up Venmo. My Venmo wasn't working, just like the PayPal wasn't working. They weren't really telling me what's going on. So I don't know. I'll try. I'd have to get a friend to let me use their Venmo account too. But I'll try and set that up because I've had like 10 people ask me that. All right. So Owen, he was talking about how he makes all these like comments in the streams, and then these synchronicities with Trump will happen like right after. Like, what are the odds? And he was talking on one of the most recent streams. He's like, I called out how this guy supposedly are tweeting constantly, just like nonstop. But we never see, you can't find a picture of this man with a phone in his hand. And then like a couple days later, Ivanka posts a selfie with Trump in the back, like looking at his iPhone. And he's like, Trump watches the stream. He's like, I swear Denmark bears Trump. And that's why he's not going to be here. He's not here today. He's in Georgia and all that stuff. Pretty funny. And then I plugged into Clown World for just a second today because someone told me that he was giving a speech. And there's a couple people that spam my post with Trump's kidnapped and all this stuff. And so I was like, I'm going to do a coffee mug. All right, I'll put the coffee mug on there right now. But anyway, I was like, sorry, I'll lose train of that. but I'll do it right now just because I have it pulled up. Coffee mug is published. Oh. All the coffee mugs, so all 3 designs are now published. Anyway. Yeah, so this is pretty hilarious because I just watched this. I basically watch it for like you guys, you know. It's like, so I can kind of give you all a lowdown on how I've put it together, and I think it might work out or whatever. So anyway, I watched this part of Trump's speech because people were telling me he's kidnapped and all this crazy stuff, because people basically praise this dude to such an extent that, as opposed to accepting that he's just a puppet and when it comes his turn, he's just going to like fold on you guys, and how that to pretend that that's not even possible is wildly absurd to me. But some people praise him so much that before they will do that, they will in fact go as far as to say he has literally been physically stolen and kidnapped, because he would never concede. You know, it's like, God, I can't imagine living like that. But anyway, in a world where the president clearly watches Ellen Benjamin's streams. This tripped me out, bro. Y'all heard the background with I gotta go find my phone, so I'm gonna let it play a little bit after. It's so funny to me.
You would suspect these are people from some very seriously dangerous places in the Middle East. And the numbers are far greater than anybody would understand. Really far greater. Removing any of these measures would hamstring our workers, endanger our country, and cost taxpayers hundreds of billions of dollars a year. No matter our party, we should all agree on the need to protect our workers, our families, and our citizens of all backgrounds, no matter who they are. In particular, if our border security measures are reversed, it will trigger a tidal wave of illegal immigration, a wave like you've never seen before. And I can tell you that already waves are starting to come up from 2,000 and 1,000 and 500 miles away. We see what's coming. And they're coming because they think that it's gravy train at the end. It's going to be a gravy train. Change the name from the caravans, which I think we came up with, to the gravy train, because that's what they're looking for the gravy. This will be an unmitigated calamity for national security. Up with. Change the name from the caravans, which I think we came up with, to the gravy train, because that's what they're looking for the gravy.
Looking for the gravy. That's what they're looking for. They're looking for the gravy, dude. That's what they're looking for. They're looking for the gravy. Like, it could be a coincidence. It could be a coincidence, but since y'all are looking for the gravy, you know, let's see if we can find some. That's hilarious. Like, the timing of that is very odd, to say the least. But it is gravy time. Gravy time. All right, so let's get into see what we got lined up for you. As you saw in the thumbnail, we have a history of being indoctrinated with these cartoons that have these evil characters in which they're wealthy in it, right? And so, where's Austin going with this? You think you know. You read the title, you really think you probably know what I'm going to say, but I do not think a lot of you do. So what we're going to do is we're going to read a parable. Cue the relaxing music. For it will be like a man going on a journey, who called his servants and entrusted to them his property. To one he gave 5 talents, to another 2, to another 1, to each according to his ability. Then he went away. He who had received the 5 talents went at once and traded with them, and he made 5 talents more. So also he who had the 2 talents made 2 talents more. But he who had received the 1 talent went and dug in the ground and hid his master's money. Now after a long time the master of those servants came and settled accounts with them. And he who had received the 5 talents came forward, bringing 5 talents more, saying, Master, you delivered to me 5 talents. Here I have made 5 talents more. Here his master said to him, Well done, good and faithful servant. You have been faithful over a little. I will set you over much. Enter into the joy of your master. And he also who had the 2 talents came forward, saying, Master, you delivered to me 2 talents. Here I have made 2 talents more. His master said to him, Well done, good and faithful servant. You have been faithful over a little. I will set you over much. Enter into the joy of your master. He also, who had received the 1 talent, came forward, saying, Master, I knew you had to be a hard man, reaping where you did not sow, and gathering where you scattered no seed. So I was afraid, and I went and hid your talent in the ground. Here you have what is yours. But his master answered him, You wicked and slothful servant, you knew that I reap where I have not sown, and gather where I scattered no seed? Then you ought to have invested my money with bankers, and at my coming I should have received what was my own with interest. So take the talent from him and give it to him who has the 10 talents. For to everyone who has will more be given, and he will have an abundance. But from the one who has not, even what he has will be taken away. And cast the worthless servant into the outer darkness. In that place there will be weeping and gnashing of teeth. I really like the music touch. All right, so tons of stuff in that parable. Okay, tons of stuff in the parable. There's no doubt about it. Let me come back over here so we can. All right. So, looking at the parable, right? We have the 3 people, and whatever. We just read it. We got the 3 different servants. So one gets 5 talents. He's like, all right, I'm gonna hustle up. I'm gonna flip the pack. Before we get carried away. My man always here showing love. Sativa and me, thank you for the $2 super chat, bro. It's much appreciated. And you are the man. Thank you very much. All right, so 5 talents, 2 talents, 1 talent, right? The 1 to the 2 and the 5, they go and they make more money off of the money. The other one, he freaks out. He's all afraid. And out of fear of something happening to the money, he goes, digs a hole in the ground, and hides the money. Okay, many people are the guy that digs the hole in the ground and hides the money. That's the aim of this stream here. Is you do not. It's not about being rich or poor. You can be wrong with both. Now we're told that it's difficult for a rich man to get into heaven. Well, because it's difficult for a rich man to become rich without putting a love of money over certain things. Certainly to maintain that. Right. And then if you venture off into the love of money where you start to hoard it and be greedy with the money, the fear of losing the money is what is detaching you here. That's what the whole moral of the story here. It's the emotional connection, the spiritual connection or importance that you place upon the money. We talked about how people call currency money, right? And like it of course is not. Like we have paper money, little magic Babylon squares. Right, and the most frequently used one ever, the $1 bill, just tells you their whole freaking plan on it. That's why they put it on the 1, so everyone sees their plan. No one can say that they didn't see it. It's on the freaking world currency's lowest denomination bill. Okay, and so we have currency, then we have money. But what we're focusing on is just wealth, value, and exactly what you place that value in. Right, what you place value in that would be considered wealth, and exactly like what it is that's trying to be conveyed to us regarding our relationship with money. I hope I did a good job of conveying that. Okay. So like the guy, he's freaking out and he's scared that he's not going to be able to keep the money. So he's like, I know what I'll do. I'll just hoard it basically, right? I'll go and dig in the ground. Now, this is the way that money is supposed to, this is just coming from me. Okay. Fair disclaimer here. Like, I'm not the best with money. It's not that I'm not. I'm not the best with money because like I'm detached from money to where it may be detrimental. You know, like that's the honest truth. So you have to keep in mind where it's coming from. This is my take on things. Okay. And my take is coming from someone literally flirting with being too detached from money. Like historically, right? Okay, so if the money, if you cannot accept it, if you cannot part ways with it, if you ever reach the point where you cannot part ways with the money, you're in a bad situation. So check yourself right now and think about all the money you have and think, could you part with that? Could you part with the money? This is where people get uncomfortable. Could you part with your wealth? Now, there's the wealth of family, the wealth of love, the wealth of obedience to God, the wealth of your relationship with God. Okay, but could you part from your wealth if you own a lot of lands? If in an instance you had a decision to make where in which the land would be taken away, the livestock would be taken away, the money would be taken away, the water supply would be taken away, your bodies of water would be taken away, whatever it is, your vehicles, your extra properties, your bank account, your gold, your silver, your jewels, your cryptocurrencies, your investments, your real estates, et cetera, investments. If you've reached a point where you cannot even stomach the idea of losing that, you're in dangerous territory. And the point I'm trying to make to you guys is it doesn't matter where you are on the spectrum, bro. It doesn't matter where you are on the spectrum. You can be down here at the bottom, and although you may not have tons of money, you can still have a love for the money. And the love of money is the root of evil. Money is, of course, not inherently evil, right? It's the love of the money. And what that causes you to do, that's the evil part, bro. So you can be completely broke and have like this insatiable thirst for money, and you place such an importance in there. And then that's how the way that you know, one way to know is if someone's broke, but they put a lot of importance in money, they're going to be depressed. Okay, so if someone's depressed and they don't have much money, you can pretty safely say that one of the main reasons for them being depressed is because of money. Now, they'll deny this. They'll say it's not. They'll say they don't care about money. This is because this is a projection, because it's easier to face the fact that they don't have money. But the point is that it does, and it says in the parable, it says like the person with little, you won't even have any left. And there's numerous layers of spiritual like principle in the parables, which is why I get so frustrated when people talk bad about the scriptures. It's like, I bet you haven't even understood one scripture yet, because the scriptures are so layered. You can read it for 20 years and it like literally has so many different meanings in it, and they're all accurate. To hand wave dismiss them is mind blowing to me. It's actually arrogant. Nobody says it like Whitsitt says it. Wishing you well on your journey. Thank you for doing what you do. Thank you for the compliment, and thank you for the well wishes, and thank you for the $15 super chat. Tingo, Romeo, Goff. Much love, much appreciated, as is all support. Oh yeah, I got my phone. Let me get the housekeeping out of the way. Speaking of money, I think my 2 PayPals I got yesterday, I think both people said not to read them, which I appreciate people paying attention. Like, if you don't want me to read them, let me know, because I'm gonna read them out. It's gonna suck real bad if someone doesn't let me know not to read them, and I like read out their personal stuff without them wanting to, Anyway, but I have to find where it went. Okay, well, the 2 people that sent me money on PayPal, thank you very much. Much appreciated. It means a lot. Both of them said not to worry about reading it or not to read it, so I will not, and I appreciate it. And it's much appreciated. Actually, I just remembered that I got a Cash App. Wow, now we have more Cash Apps coming in. What is going on, you guys? Oh, we have a Super Chat coming in. You guys are getting carried away. Actually, get carried away all you want to, because when y'all listen to this stream, y'all understand what you're donating to, the perpetual swing of the money. All right, so Christopher, thank you for the super chat, my man. Much love. Wayne, I don't know. See, I feel uncomfortable reading everyone's first and last name. I don't know if they want me to. Hoping to monthly give this amount. Wow, thank you, bro. That would be incredible. You don't have to do that if you can't, or if you, yeah. But thank you very much, bro. Very gracious for your generosity, my man. Much love, Wayne. Thank you, bro. Appreciate it. Michael. Here, I'm definitely getting a hoodie. Awesome, bro. If you're trying to send me this for the hoodie, I can send it back to you because you can just buy it on the website, bro. This is how much the hoodie costs. So this makes me think that you want a hoodie. I'll send this back to you on Cash App and just buy the hoodie through the store. You should be able to. If you can't, someone should let me know and we'll see if we can figure it out. And also you can message me something. You don't have to answer this on the chat. If you thought you were gonna get the hoodie here, don't feel bad, dude. I'll send it back. It's really not a big deal. No, keep it. I mean, well, thank you, man. I guess I can. It's up to you, bro. Or I'll just send you a hoodie. Because now you're gonna have to get a hoodie for the $50 because I don't buy it. I'm getting distracted. Thank you very much for all the support. Let me not miss super chat. Nikki Berry, thank you very much for the super chat. $35. Wowzers. And you are much appreciated. Thank you very much. Much love. All the support's appreciated. Oh my gosh, I leave. I gotta get to where I check D-Live more. My man Hydro is on a freaking spree over here. I'm sorry that I missed the actual donations, dude. All right, so we're gonna get more caught up in I don't want to distract. I'm thinking about moving to where I read the streams at the end, but I don't want to at the same time. So anyway, we're gonna move on. I'll make sure I give everyone love towards the end. But thank you for all the support. Merch store is dropped in the links, and it's now saved in the description if you reload as of now. So if you want to get merch throughout the stream, there's the link. It's in the description. And let's continue with the gravy. What is the deal with money? Money has been mislabeled as currency. Currency's been mislabeled as money, gold, silver, actual wealth, money, currency, an agreement to transfer that money, which we never actually do as the peasants in this slave system. Basically, rarely do people even transfer actual wealth or money. But some do. This is one of the main reasons that I like Owen Benjamin. He puts emphasis on this, and he is way over the mark. He knows what the true threat is, and this is self-sustainability across the board. So, moving on. So here's one of the infamous grabblers. We're going to get into how they've played this out. This is my take on what the wizard spell is. So let's get into it. Oh, Austin, I can't hear it. I hope this is loud enough for you guys. You're on a different computer.
Look, Smithers, crackleberries. Spot me a fiddle, will you?
Sir, I've spotted you over $100,000 this year. Perhaps you could carry your own money?
Money is for the poor.
Why don't you use your ATM?
Money is for the poor. This is because smart people know that you never actually just stick your money in the ground like the dude in the parable. You just let it constantly work for you. In fact, numbers on a screen and currency, that isn't even actually money. These people just aren't stupid. So yeah, it's for the poor because they don't go around stacking up money, quote unquote. Certainly not currency, as will be in the scene. Okay, they have their money constantly working for themselves. To make money, you have to have money, right? So you have to have money to make money. That is a true saying, but they're constantly investing in real estate, things that are going to constantly bring them a residual progressive state of income. This is the whole trick. They have the people below them constantly running in a hamster wheel, where in which they're actually not even having to spend money. They know all the loopholes. So basically, this guy doesn't have to walk around with money. It's kind of showing you in plain sight, like the way that the elite look at things. Like they know that what we call money, which is just currency, is worthless. That's for the poor people.
Here, perhaps you could carry your own money.
Money is for the poor.
Why don't you use your ATM card?
Ah, yes, the automated teller machine on a trollamaton. Oh, Smithers, guide me in.
My pleasure, sir.
Smithers, what's my password?
It's your age, sir.
Excellent. Let's see. What's the smallest amount of money I can think of? $1,000. Oh, my moolah! It's escaping my clutches!
Okay, we didn't actually have to watch to the end of that, my goodness. Anyway, here's another one of the infamous cartoons, more for the younger generations, where you have a central figure that's super, super greedy, and he's portrayed as the bad guy.
Viewing is my passion. What is this? You're making me pay you to...
Breathing. Okay, this is Sustainable Development Laws, Agenda 2030. You're going to charge me to breathe and to talk and to stand and to exist and to lollygag and to chew. You know, like you're going to charge me for basically existing. Sustainable development laws. Also, you're reading too much into cartoons. Okay, you're in the wrong saloon. If you think that there's nothing embedded in the most famous cartoons ever.
Stand at the cash register? What is the meaning of this? Have you gone off the deep end?
There's gonna be a few changes around here. Every time I catch you two goofing off, I'm gonna charge you for it.
18, 19, and 20. Here you go, Mr. K. I think this should cover all my nonsense. Oh, and here's an extra 50 cents for when I was tying my shoe.
Great, it's my lucky day.
All right, there's a bunch of scenes of this dude being super greedy. Right, we all know Mr. Krabs.
I'm ready for me money.
I'm ready for me money. All right, and in a world where that was one of the most famous cartoons, like for the young generation that there ever was, there's a character. Her name is Sandy. Okay, Sandy's a squirrel. And in this cartoon, everyone lives in Bikini Bottom, which is under the water. Sandy, who's from the surface, who lives on the earth, she lives and has a house under water in Bikini Bottom. So where does Sandy, who's from the surface on the earth, where does she live in Bikini Bottom? Oh, she lives in a dome surrounded by water, with the tree of life symbolism right in the middle of the dome. Sandy, the creature that's from the surface or lives on the earth, she has a house in Bikini Bottom. It is a dome surrounded by water with the tree of life in the middle. Okay, well, one of the characters in this movie or in this show is the really greedy Krusty Krabs. And so the idea on the surface for those that don't really look into wizardry very deeply, well, this is a good moral cartoon show for children where they're showing you don't want to be greedy. Be like SpongeBob. He's not greedy. You know, you don't want to be like Mr. Burns. He's greedy. He's the bad guy, right? So that's the way that let's say the normie will interpret these figures. Well, we're going to get into what I think the wizardry really is. Here's another infamous one. And you can just randomly pick out scenes, by the way, of cartoons, and they all have embedded symbolism and wizardry, bro. It's wild.
1 million, 2 million, 3 million, 4.
Okay, so we have
Hang it up a bit.
just
The thing's neat.
some of y'all are like this Grappler. I'm just gonna be real with you guys, but anyway, we'll just move on. So, Scrooge McDuck, right? You know, back in the day. So what did they do? They updated it a little bit. Now let's watch how much they choose to indoctrinate children with the updated version, which is still centralized around the idea that there's this greedy guy and he's bad. All right.
Life is like a hurricane.
Life is like a hurricane.
Duckbird, race cars, lasers, aeroplanes. It's a duck blur. Nights of a mystery.
In the castle.
Or rewrite history.
Or rewrite history. Okay.
DuckTales. Every day that I've been DuckTales.
Oh, so we have you came basically the idea. Like, see, I know y'all are gonna think I'm reaching, man. You're gonna think I'm reaching, but I gotta do what I gotta do. Okay. Caveman. Oh, you evolved from a caveman. Oh, look, giant robot. This isn't me just randomly picking out a scene. This is the theme song. This is the intro. Okay. So yeah, look, you came from a caveman, giant robot. Dinosaurs, mummies, Egypt, pyramids, dinosaurs again. Oh, let's go to space. Let's go to space. Oh, we're underground. Oh, it's Indiana Jones and climb up to some creepy grappler. All right. just wild to me that I mean, they embedded so much nonsense in them 1 minute, dude. Of course, they just randomly throw space in there. I'm like, are you kidding me? Oh, this is the stream. All right, so now I'm gonna give you what my take is. So all of these infamous, we have very infamous cartoons, right? And the bad guy is the guy that saves the money. This is very similar to what they did in the last scene, or the Agent Smith's script scene. They muddy the water so much. So it's like throughout these scenes of TV series and cartoons or movies or whatever, like the bad guy will be doing something and he'll say something fully founded in logic. The main character who's portrayed as the protagonist, that's like the hero, he'll say something completely unfounded, not founded in logic at all, just pretty preposterous. They'll cue some emotional music, and you are to be on the side of, the good guy, or what you perceive to be the good guy. And then they'll have this guy who they perceive to be them talking to you about money. And then they'll say something like that's true about money that most of the lower classes don't understand. And they do not care if you think that the guy with the money is the bad guy in the show. Because what they wanted to do was indoctrinate you at a young age that having too much money, or being smart with money, or being concerned with your money was bad, right? And so that there's just the small group of people that are concerned with money and that get money at the top, and they're evil. But you don't worry about money. Don't be smart with your money. What they do is evil, right? And so accumulating money in and of itself is bad. And that may not make sense to you, but you have to understand that these shows are targeted to children. So like when you're a child, it does make sense. The bad guy's always got all the money, bro. And like he's obsessed with money and he'll do whatever he can. So you at a young age, you just kind of associate yourself with this pacifist regarding money. You relate to the pacifist protagonist that doesn't care about money, right? So they're kind of normalizing it to you from the young age, where there's just this chasm of wealth and the evil at the top. So what comes with that is the idea that there's something intrinsically bad with money. And that's why also oftentimes when people misquote, the love of money is the root of evil. The love of money, or I mean, that money is the root of evil. Money is the root of evil. But it is not. It is the love of money. Okay, so my whole point with the whole stream is very simple, right? There's nothing intrinsically or inherently wrong with money. And in fact, what we call money is actually currency. It's supposed to be a representation of an agreement for the money, or for the transfer of actual wealth and money. We're detached from actual money. We live in a debt society, right? It's actually built upon the pillars of debt and a fiat Ponzi currency scheme that's just a circulation of interest based upon our belief. But nevertheless, like, money itself isn't bad. Being smart with your money isn't bad. Investing your money isn't bad. Now, this is where you start to get into some problems. If you make your decisions based on money alone, bad. So if you have a decision to make, and clearly the moral decision's on one side, but the money's on the other side, so you make the decision because of the money, you have a problem. You got a real problem now. If you actually lie to obtain your money, you got a problem. If you actually subvert and use usury and trickery to get your money, you got a problem. If you place your money over other things, such as your relationship with God, or submitting to his will, or even your family, right? If you put your money over other important things, you got a problem, right? It isn't that you have money, or even that you are successful and have a decent amount of money. It is about your relationship with the money, your spiritual relationship. You don't got to say anything right now. It doesn't matter what you say to me anyway, right? Like, I cannot know what you truly think about the money, but I can assure you that God does. So, like, this is another thing. There's a lot of power in money. That's why I labeled it this. There's a lot of power in money. And this is not like the cliche way that people think that they're going to understand the title of the stream, where money's power, power's money. They're almost interchangeable, and they come with one another. Sure, and most of the evil's done for power and money. But my point is that the power of money itself, what is the power of money? The power of money is actually the spiritual tie, or doorway, or avenue it opens up. It isn't like it only opens up for some people. What comes with money intrinsically comes within a certain spiritual doorway. And so it comes with that spiritual power. And so what are you going to do with the spiritual power? It's not just that the spiritual power is bad or it's not power. It's still there. It's good or bad. So if you have the money, right, it doesn't really matter about the dollar amount. It matters about your intention. And are you fearful of losing the money? This is a tough message to get. People don't want to hear this. because this is gonna strike a lot of people uncomfortable. Are you afraid of losing the money? That's more than obvious what the parable is telling you about. Be smart with your money, invest your money, work hard with your money. Do not be afraid of losing the money. Don't be so connected to the money and so fearful of losing the money that you actually hoard it or obsess with it, can't let go of it, can't even come to grips with the idea of losing it. It is the spiritual residue of the money. I think a lot of people think they know this, but I don't know. And this is one thing. I have plenty of things to work on. This is one thing I can honestly say, like, I'm pretty good about. Like, I don't place a lot of importance in money, right? Like, I give my money where I think people need it. And like, I'd rather spend my money on, like, I think this is going to wake more people up. So let's print off some cards. Let's print off some bracelets with scriptures on them. Let's whatever, right? Like, I don't care about money. You should be like that too. This isn't like a Austin's awesome thing. Like, no, like I said, I have a ton of things to work on, but money isn't one of them. I actually have had opportunities to make money, a lot of money or whatever. But like, guys, money is just a tool. It's an opportunity. It's not bad. It's not inherently bad. And like, God will reward you. God wants you to be successful. But he doesn't say that it'll be easy. He doesn't say we'll have a lot of money. In fact, he says it'll be tough and that you have to persevere and you have to pick up your cross every day. Well, what does the cross represent? Sacrifice. That's what the cup represents as well. So you have the flesh, the bread. That's the word. The word became flesh. You're supposed to read the word, and you have the cup, the blood, the sacrifice. You're supposed to take the sacrifice that comes with following Yeshua. That's all it is. Why is it so complicated? So the church has grappled every part of this because of the power that comes with money. Okay, so there's a power in money, good and bad. And those words are so grappled and mainstream now, but just for intents and purposes, good and bad. So the church cannot just idly sit back. They had to subvert this. So what did they do? Well, you're supposed to give 10% of your money to the less fortunate or towards what you feel led to support that's going to help bring people to the kingdom of God. So we're supposed to give 10% to the less fortunate and towards bringing people to the kingdom of God. So the church tells you, give us the 10% and we'll do that for you. What do they actually do? What do they actually do? They push people away from the kingdom of God, and they lure them in with doctrines of men that tickle ear, that isn't the truth, and they actually lure them into a false sense of security, which is a very dangerous territory to be. Arguably more dangerous than atheism. So that's what you're supposed to do with your money. You're supposed to give part of your money to people less fortunate than you and towards bringing people to the kingdom of God. That's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to donate the 10% where you feel led to do that. That's the whole thing. It has nothing to do with giving it to a church. You're giving the power of the money to the church. And not church as in the way the scriptures say it, which is a body of believers, but the physical building that literally gave authority over to the state, literally, so they didn't have to pay taxes. Because God forbid they have to give back some of the free money they got that they're supposed to be using to give to the less fortunate. So that's what money really is. And so they put in all these shows, money bad, money bad. No. Money's not intrinsically bad. The people with money's not bad, but it is true, right? Like that greed is bad. Like using other people for money, lying to other people, being subversive. That is all bad. Those will be in the cartoons. They're general sentiments to lure you into the security because you don't realize, and people may disagree with me on this, but people, dude, in the back of your mind as a child, you're being indoctrinated with the fact that the accumulation of wealth, success, is somehow intrinsically bad. Or you're being indoctrinated with the fact that there's just this chasm that cannot be overcome, so. Hang on, man, just dropped a super chat. I looked over there. It's like I'm psychic or something. Well, when it pops up, I'll read it. You feel me? We're supposed to support orphans and widows. Keep up the good work, brother. There you go. There you go. Support orphans and widows. somehow that means like a dude wearing a tie every week in a church. It doesn't mean that. It doesn't mean that. Thank you for the super chat. Much love. Much appreciated. Anthony, you are the man, as you know. So yeah, they got like, give your money to someone that you think needs it. Give your money to someone that can't help themselves, that are in a position of need beneath you, relative to you. That's the whole thing. It's not even, none of it's complicated. And you know what's really supposed to happen? You're supposed to like, you'll just feel led, or you'll actually have opportunities to give stuff away. That's what people don't. You'll have something pop up where it's like, oh, this is my tithing for the week, huh? This is my tithing, I guess, huh? Because it's very obvious when it happens. You're forced with a decision, and you're gonna give somebody money. Are you gonna, not just anyone that asks for money? Although I do that too much, I fall for. I think people try to take advantage of me, but my point is like, you know, help out people around you. That's what you're supposed to do. It's not a big deal, but like, I'm bringing the tough news with the stream too. If you cannot face, you can only know this. Like you can have this conversation with yourself, right? Like, but like, if you can't face the idea of losing the money, you got a very serious problem. And don't just try and convince yourself that you can, because you may never be forced with the decision where you may have to lose the money. But that doesn't change what God sees and what God's looking at. He's not. It doesn't require the event actually take place and you make a decision. God knows what decision you would make. God knows your heart. He knows what you truly think. He doesn't care what you say to other people, or what you make it look like to other people, or what you say in a chat or anything like that. God knows what the answer to this question is. Could you face losing all your money? You know, that's what it comes down to. We have a whole entire another story about this, where maybe the only time anyone left sad after talking to Jesus, right, Yeshua, was whenever he's like, what do I need to do? And he says, you know the rules, the law. He's like, oh, I've been doing this since a young age. He said, you need to give away all your possessions and follow me. And he dropped his head and walked away sad. He couldn't. This is one of the number one things that trap people. I would say you have the number one sales pitch, which is that you can be a god. Ego and pride. Pride comes before the fall, and no one wants to have to adhere to like an objective morality, right? Like they'd rather come up with it on their own and whatever feels right, but is still like convenient for them. And then you have lust. You have fleshly desire of lust. That's a big one, especially for guys, if we're being honest. And then you have money. That trifecta is brutal, bro. And that's kind of what I felt like we should talk about. So it's like, I guess we could watch like an animated version of them telling you the story. I'm sure y'all followed the story as I read it with the background music. But just watch it or whatever and whatnot. But really keep in mind the stuff that I'm talking about here when we re-listen to the story, and it'll have a little animation, right? So it's the fear of the money. It's the emotional, spiritual connection, the love of the money. You can love something, and a great way to find out how much you love something is how much do you fear losing it. This goes with like a wife or a girlfriend. You know, like if a girl's asking her other girlfriend, what do I need to do? Is he ever going to propose? Like, does he really love me like he says he does? The way that you know if someone loves you, it's about how much they fear not having you. Okay? So his fear of losing that money was demonstrated by his actions. He had an emotional connection and or love for the money. And he was in the parable, he's afraid from the master. This has tons of layers here. Basically, in the parable also is to whom much is given, much is expected. And God has given different people different gifts, different things, and they're supposed to bring back accordingly, proportionately, right? The harvest is supposed to be proportionate to the gifts that were sown. Does that make sense? So hopefully it does. Miranda, thank you very much for the $10 super chats. There's definitely a spiritual connection to money, no doubt. Just ordered a sweatshirt. Much love. Safe travels. Awesome. Thank you. I hope you like the sweatshirt. They're supposed to be really, really high quality and really comfortable. Thank you for the $10 super chat. And thank you for supporting the merch store. Much love. Much appreciated. So what we're going to start doing, by the way, I think, is I'm going to move over to OBS and stop using StreamYard strictly. Or you can do way more with it. So I can set things up like alerts. Like if someone buys a hoodie, it'll pop up and say, Miranda bought a hoodie. It'll say, Miranda donated $10 on PayPal. Little alerts like that and stuff. And you can just do way more with the stream. So we're probably going to end up doing that. So heads up. Meaning like there always may be a bit of a bumpy ride in transition, But thank you very much for the super chat, Miranda, and thank you for helping out on the merch store. Thank you for everybody on the super chats. Oh, D-Live. Building anything gives you satisfaction. Yes, it does. I used to do some carpentry. I would have to agree with that. Thanks to all legends in D-Live. You are the best. Should I put the phone cases and stuff on here? You guys tell me. Anyway. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to watch the story again, and I want everybody to keep in mind the things that we're talking about. So to whom much is given, much is expected. Obviously, we've already broken. The dude was afraid of losing the money. He was too connected to the money. He went and dug a hole in the ground. This is not just about money, though. The parable isn't just about money. I'm bringing up the parable because as it pertains to money, guys, stop hoarding your money. Be able to just let go of your money. Stop being connected to your money. Stop. You need to look at money like it's just this perpetually cycling door. It's just a perpetual cycle. It's just money. I got some money. Money. That's all it is. Money. And if you can get sustainability, that's cool. Protect and provide for your family. Certainly if you have a family, it's the most important thing. Oh, I got money. Oh, someone needs help. Oh, I got money. Oh, I can invest it to get the truth out about flat earth. Oh, I need money. Oh, people need to know the truth about God. You're always going to have a moral reason to let the money keep going. This is what money is. If you take the money and you're like, ooh, and you pull the hand cramps out and you start digging in the ground and burying your money, freaking out of fear of ever losing it. There's a spiritual meaning to this too. And the people at the top, they think they're special because they know it. And the average person doesn't know it. You let your money keep on working for you. So all these are some of the most greedy, crazy, corrupt, powerful people. They still understand that they have to cap the greed at some point where you can't just hoard the money. You actually let the money go. It's like treat the money like it's your child that just turned 18. Your daughter's 18 now. She's going to college, bro. Like, let it go. That's why these people make so much money. And they just constantly accumulate wealth and tangibility and land and retail and all kinds of companies. That's what they do. They don't just stack up paper money. They may stack up the gold, though. Anyway, I think you get my point here. But DuckTales had a flat earth map at the end of the cartoon. Thank you for the $5 super chat. Actually, let's check it out then. In a world. See, I don't know if I should add these phone cases or not. Whatever. We'll talk about it later. Over here. Over here. Over here. Was it this one? Had a flat earth map at the end. Oh, it does! What is going on? Straight up as a flat earth. So look, dude, guys, we're going to go to space to get some money. We're going to go to space so we can get your money. We're going to say that we're going to space, but the earth is flat. What a freaking clown world. Oh my gosh. Where's the parable video though, dude? In a world In a world where people are so obsessed with little paper Babylon squares that they sell their soul. Just let the money go, man. Let the money go. Like, oh, looks like they could use the money. There you go. But be smart with your money. Not like I'm saying, like be smart with your money. That's one of the main principles in the parable. Be smart with your money. Be wise with your money. Spiritually discerning with your money. Don't just like, oh, there's this guy who's got a bottle and a brown bag on the side of the road that asks for money. Here, let me empty my pockets. Here's $500. It's be wise, but do not be too connected to your money. And like use your money for the right thing. Try to get the truth out there. Wake people up. Bring more people to the kingdom of God. Like use a way to wake people up with the money, to help people out, to help less fortunate. You know what's right to do with your money. It's not like it's bad to ever do anything with your money. Like you should, but like the money shouldn't just be about you. You know, like you should look at the money as God has placed that in your hand to see what you're going to do with it. Some of the people go around God, they don't swallow their pride in any way regarding God, and they accumulate vast amounts of wealth. Okay, that's cool. But the story is telling you, look, God gave you this. What are you going to do with it? And it's not just about money. God gave you the gift of you can sing amazingly. Well, why are you not singing then? You know, like God gave you the gift to do this and this and this. Use those gifts accordingly. And to whom much is given, much is expected. Right? All right. I'm definitely preaching tonight. I'm sorry, guys. I know it sounds like I'm super preachy. Anyway, let me find this video so we can just keep some of the principles that we've broken down so far in mind. Then we're going to basically just re-listen to the story only. We're going to have a little animation. So if there's any Globers in the chat, they'll be able to keep up. In a world.
Once there was a wealthy man preparing to leave on a long journey. He gathered his servants together and gave careful instructions on what to do while he was away. I will be leaving you shortly and may not return for quite some time, he explained to them. I am putting you in charge of my wealth so that my estate will continue to prosper even while I am away. So the master divided his wealth among his servants based on each one's ability to manage it. The first servant was given 5 talents. Each talent was equal to thousands of dollars. This servant took the sum of money given to him, and he immediately went to work, using what he was given to make more money. He knew this would please the master. His efforts produced 5 more talents. The second servant was given 2 talents. Not as much as was given the first servant, but still a great deal of money. This servant took what was given to him and, like the first servant, dutifully invested it to make more money. He, too, knew this would please the master. His efforts produced 2 more talents. The third servant was given 1 talent, less than the other servants, but still a good amount of money. This servant failed to see the value in the opportunity that the master had given him, and fearing any risk to it, promptly went out and dug a hole and buried it in the ground.
What a loser.
Many days, weeks, and months passed, and finally the master returned. Eager to find out the condition of his property and wealth, he called his servants together to hear what they had done with what he had given them to manage. Each servant approached the master to give their report. The first 2 servants proudly showed their master that they had doubled what he had given them. The master smiled. Well done, my good and faithful servants. You have been faithful with a few things. I will now put you in charge of many things. He added, come and let us celebrate.
Now, of course, apply this to a spiritual, deep meaning in life and the responsibility God's going to entrust to you based on the faith you show. How do you demonstrate faith? It is by action. And so to step out in faith, that will only be proven by action. You claiming that you can do it or that you have faith means nothing. And once you prove via action and obedience that you're willing to do these things to step out in faith and that you're going to do what you feel led to do or what you think is right and what you're supposed to do with what God gives you, he will then give you more. If God gives you blessings and you take them for granted and you don't in any way attribute them to coming from him, and you think that you're the special boy, and then you feel sorry for yourself because the world's out to get you and you aren't grateful for what you do have, even the little that you were given will even be taken away. It is about your intention. It is about your gratitude, and it's about the purity of which you portray, more so behave, when it comes to your actions and your intentions of the money. It's not even about money, just in general. Just in general. So just apply it in general, right? Whenever you like. This is explaining to you how not to be with money, but it's not just about money. That's my point.
Report. The first 2 servants proudly showed their master that they had doubled what he had given them. The master smiled. Well done, my good and faithful servants. You have been faithful with a few things. I will now put you in charge of many things. He added, come and let us celebrate. Then the last servant, who had been trusted with 1 talent, approached the master and accused him, saying, you are a hard man to please, so in fear of you, I buried the money you gave me into the ground.
See, this is the little secret king, special boy. You're a hard god to please. I have to be good. I have to. Again, clearly this parable is a very deep spiritual meaning, right? And we're using money as an analogy, but it is of course, in my opinion, applicable to how you utilize money because of the fear. But anyway, we'll talk about that in a second. But this is clearly this is the special boy. This is the secret king that's like, God's not fair. You're such a hard God to please. You're so I can't jerk off 27 times a day watching Runaways for free on the porn websites. You're such a difficult God to please. If I was God, I would do so much better. I'm the secret king. You're such a hard God to please. All the talents you gave me, I just put them aside and didn't use them because you're just such a hard God to please.
Now put you in charge of many things. He added, come and let us celebrate. Then the last servant,
the secret
who had
king,
been trusted with 1 talent, approached the master and accused him, saying, you are a hard man to please, so in fear of you, I buried the money you gave me into the ground. Here is the 1 talent that belongs to you. The master was furious. You wicked and lazy servant, he said.
You wicked and lazy atheist. But there's no such thing as an atheist. But you know what? But I'm a special boy. I'm a special boy, God. Like, dude, why are you so lazy and worthless and not grateful? What are you doing? What is wrong with you? What about the party, bro? But you're not invited, dude. I just talked to the ladies. They don't want you here, bro.
Furious. You wicked and lazy servant, he said. I gave you an amount of property I knew you would be able to manage, but you did nothing with it. At least you could have put it in the bank to earn a small amount of interest. Now, you will lose your talent to the servant who gained 5. With that, the master took the only talent the servant had and cast him out of his household.
What is this dude wearing on his head, though? That's what I want to know. I bet he did. I bet he did get the most talent.
Forever.
There's something about that little hat, dude. Just brings in the shekels, man. It's like a magnet or something. Speaking of shekels, we're doing this stream on a MacBook Pro, like my dream computer. And it is all thanks to the legend that is Dave Weiss. If he doesn't want me to call him out and shout him out, too bad I am. And if you don't know who Dave Weiss is, I don't even know what you're doing. But deep inside the rabbit hole, hooked me up with a freaking computer. And then talk about a unicorn. He literally refused to let me give him money for it. I said, dude, I'll try to sell these laptops I have and give you money. And he wouldn't accept it. So it is definitely an accurate label that Dave Weiss is a unicorn. He gave me a freaking MacBook. So shout out to the legend that is Dave Weiss. And got to put him on blast. Even if he doesn't want to be thunk out loud. That's what I almost said. He doesn't be thinked out loud. In a world. So, guys, y'all get the gist, man. Like, money's not that big of a deal. Like, when y'all send me money, man, it's incredibly, like, awesome, right? Very appreciated. Never thought that I'd be able to go out on a trip and wake people up, which I felt led to do for a long time, and be able to financially do it where I have faith God's put in front of me and showed me, like, you know, that he'll provide for me is the way that I feel. And so I'm going to take off and do it. And so when y'all give me money, y'all are helping me do that. You're helping me get stuff that I need to do that. And it's greatly appreciated. And so that you know what you're investing your money to, it's just the way that I see the money. And the way that I've always seen money is the way I will always see money. So when you donate money to me, know that it's going into this. It's going into this perpetual cycle. It's not that I don't appreciate the money, or that I'm not grateful for it, or that I'm frivolous, or like nothing like that. It's just like, I'm just going to cycle the money. It's like, okay, well, now we can get shirts made that say unplugged from the system. Now we can get shirts made that say, you know, you will know them by their fruit, right? Oh, now we can get hats made that say whatever we want on it. So now people are going around with hats on it that say, we will know them by their fruits, unplugged from the system, right? Or I'm going to make a shirt that says concepts don't bend, right? Space and time, or whatever it is. Shirts that are actually going to make a difference, right? So that's what you should, that's what your money should go to, is what I'm trying to say. Like, if you bought a whole bunch of bracelets with Bible verses on them, like the ones I have here, and you spent like $100 in bracelets, you went out and handed them out, that would be tithing. We have such a skewed view of tithing. Like, if I find out, I hate to even use this because you're going to think it's like me trying to like use, if I find out, it doesn't matter, whatever, I'm just being real. If I find out Nathan is going to wake up some people about God, and he's going to like an atheist debate or something, and he's talking to a bunch of people there, and you know, and he's got to fly out to somewhere to do it. If I'm like, oh, I'll throw $50 to Nathan, right? Because he's going to tell people about God, and I feel led to help him out, that would be my tithing. That's the point I'm trying to make. That's why I meant your tithing. If I find out that there is a single mom and she doesn't really ever ask for help, but she's struggling big time, finding a way to get her money where she doesn't feel embarrassed, that would be your tithing. In fact, the church has actually manipulated the purity of the tithing, and they've ripped it from you. You're supposed to do something, man. It's supposed to mean something to you. You're supposed to do something. That's my opinion. That's my opinion. The early church would get together and get money because they would go out and do things. They would know what they're doing. They wouldn't just give their money and then the church gets new bleachers. That's not what happened. So there's nothing intrinsically wrong with money. The cartoons were engineered to make you think that at a young age, money equals evil somehow. Money doesn't equal evil. It's the evil. It's the love of money. And money is basically a perpetual cycle. And the power of money is both good and bad. And there's a spiritual residue to money, your transactions with the money, what you mean, what your intentions are, and how it is that you possess the money itself. Yes, that's right, guys. Life is much deeper than the material, and things mean things, right? Your intentions are very important. That's what it all comes down to, is your heart and your intentions. How do you pray? Just be real. Whatever you're truly feeling, that's your prayer. What does God want from you? To truly try to do what's right. Like, I'm trying to bridle with my tongue because it says, he who does not bridle with his tongue, his religion's in vain. Oh, I need to bridle with my tongue. I still cuss on occasion. I'm going to try to slow it down. The fact I'm cussing isn't eternal separation from God, right? I want to stop cussing. I now think it's bad. I now feel like I need to work on it. So now I have to, because I have felt convicted about it. That's all it is. It's not like some crazy tricky game. It's not like you have to make it to a certain spectrum. Now you're in heaven. Now you made it to heaven. No, that's not how it is at all. If you have an issue where you started feeling convicted, you cannot stop checking out girls for long periods of time. And all you do is see a girl or a woman and you immediately sexually objectify her and you think something crazy. Well, and if you feel convicted about it, which you should, if every time you see a girl, you just think of her as a sex object, you should feel guilty about that. And then now that you feel guilty about it, you have to start working on it. And whenever you see your eyes wander, try to bring them back. Whenever you start objectifying women, try to clean your thoughts and start working on it. That's the whole point. It's the process of working on it. It's your true intentions. So it's the same thing with the money. This is the secret. This is the secret. that it's not just the materialistic world, and that your intentions, your energy, your frequencies, they have an impact in the realm around you, in the overall realm around you, in reality as it manifests to your perceivable perspective. So it's deeper than you think. And the way that's how they got everybody. And they're about to pull out something crazy with the money. They've got everyone freaking out about money right now. I don't have any money. My freaking business was crippled. I know God's real. You know, I made no money online. Nothing. Like no money. Took a 5-month break. Came back. My business is just being crippled. And it took me years to build that business. It may not be a lot to most people. I get it. It's just like a mobile detail business. Well, like I had to work cleaning, detailing cars, and then owned a business with another guy, splitting all the costs, splitting all the profits, splitting all the equipment. Had to then get a vehicle with all the, I had to work my way up there. And so, because I didn't go the college route, I never went to class, and I'm glad I didn't do that now. Thank God I didn't do that now. There's no telling where I'd be, right? But my point is, my whole business was crippled, but now I'm still fine. I again, this isn't like me stroking my ego or something. I do plenty wrong. I have plenty to work on. I still haven't fully bridled my tongue, right? So like I have plenty to work on. I'm not saying I don't. But when it comes to money, I can honestly say I'm definitely in the right direction. And it's just because I've always been like that. Before I even got right with God. It wasn't really, it was almost irresponsible though. Because it was just like I just don't care. Now I don't just like spend my money on a fifth of Jameson every day. Like I do let my money cycle a lot though, because I feel if someone needs it, someone needs it. Like I have someone that lives close to me, single mom, lots of kids. If I can help her out, why would I not? Should I drive down the street and give money to a building and never see the money, never see where it goes, never know what it's going to? It's going to this preacher who's gonna go spend it on a date with his side chick. Like there's no telling. I'm not into it. And so there you go. With the whole parable thing, it's like God gives you gifts, gives you aptitudes, gives you opportunities, gives you all kinds of things, all kinds of opportunities, all kinds of things right in front of you. Okay. How you utilize them determines what you get in return. Right. So, to be honest, like I can speak pretty well in the moment. Right. So like I've been able to do this for a long time. So, my mom used to tell me I need to be a lawyer, right? I'm sure a bunch of people's parents told them to be a lawyer, but like I can debate pretty well, pretty quickly. I'm pretty good with my words. That's a gift God gave me. I have to use my words for the good of his kingdom. Do y'all follow me? It's not even, none of it's complicated, guys. None of it's complicated. The people that were given, not everyone is given the same gifts. Not everyone's given the same opportunities. Not everyone's given the same responsibilities. And what is expected of you is relative and proportionate to what you're given. And you're supposed to go out. You're supposed to go out like they did in the parable. Go out and bring more people back. That's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to increase the wealth of the kingdom of God. That's what the parable is. And you have a decision to make. In the parable, do you want to be the secret boy, the secret king, the special boy who's like, but you're just such a hard God to please. If I was God, it seems like it's always the godless who try to tell us who God is. If I was God, I would, the God that you worship, he just lets children die. He lets children die. It's like, where did you get some moral high ground all of a sudden? Like you have a moral high ground over God. You're just such a hard God to please. So he's a hard God to please because of the moral standards that he enforces. But at the same time, you're more moral than God. it's the epitome of stupidity, dude. Like that's the whole thing. Every knee will bow. You know why? There will be an instant realization of just how stupid it is to try and go some other route where you think that you're the special boy. Like everyone will realize it. Everyone. So it's like, you're just such a tough guy to please. That's what the dude did in the parable. You know? He's like, but you gave them more. So it wasn't fair. You gave them more. So I just went and I just dug a hole in the ground. And then I went and watched 8 months of Netflix series. But you're such a tough guy to please. You're just such a tough guy to please, though. Well, not really. I just gave you a list of laws. You should try to follow them. Don't be lazy. Go out and use what I gave you to benefit the kingdom of heaven. But you're just such a tough guy to please, though. Because if I go out to bring people back to the kingdom of heaven, then how can I watch my pornos? How can I continue to take my cocaine? But I love my cocaine and my alcohol and my TV shows. You're such a tough guy to please. I can't play Minecraft. You're such a tough guy to please. I'm just a couple levels away on Fortnite. That's how people really are, bro. That's how people really are. It's like, what do you think God thinks? So, there you go. There's my take. You people are tripping. People need to get right with God while you still got time. And it's a process, as everyone should be. I'm still working on everything. I'm here to let you guys know. God loves you, man. He wants to help you prosper. He wants to take care of you. He has a will for you that he wants to use what he gave you and he blessed you with for the glory of his kingdom. And he wants to bless you, and he wants to take care of you, and he wants you and your family and your children to live a prosperous life and to be in a setting where in which you're in his will. He doesn't have ill intentions for you. He doesn't want to trick you. It is humans that have overcomplicated the simplicity of divinity, right? In this vain attempt to justify their fleshly desires. That is all that it is. In thinking themselves to be wise, they became fools. Confinement to the materialistic world is about as stupid of a postulation that could ever exist. Yet, we actually live in such a clown world. The intricacies of a postulation saying that there's nothing outside of the material world is almost equated to genius. So take that in for a second. Stupidity is equated to genius, and how will it be in the end? Good will be bad. Everything will be inverted. We live in the day of inversion, my man. Loving your message, brother. Come hang out in Montana on your travels. Sounds good. I definitely am down to do it. It would be once we come down west and the south, pop back up, then we pop back east. But I'm definitely down, bro. And thank you for the $20 super chat and all the support, man. You are the man. And I saw you super chat earlier. Yeah, for everyone that doesn't know, when you send a Cash App, you can only send a few words. If you send on PayPal, you can send a whole message. If you don't specify in a donation or a message on PayPal that you don't want me to read it, I'm going to read it out loud on the stream. If you send it in between streams, I'll read it on the next stream. If you send it during the stream, I'll check at the end of every stream. So if you want to send a message with a donation, PayPal's the way. That way the grabblers don't take 33% and limit what you can say. Cash App is the route to go if you don't really have much to say, right? And there you go. As to the intro, I'm sorry, I didn't have time to fix the freaking Patreon list. I had it all pulled up and it all closed. I have to redo it. But I have someone's name spelled wrong. I have a couple people that shouldn't be on there, and then I need to add a couple people. So sorry about that. I might have to change up the Patreon thing. There's no way I can go edit it all, make a new video every single time someone changes. So I'm going to have to change it, change exactly how I shout them out. I might just have to pop up a list of all the names with the tiers laid out or something. There's no way I can make a video every time. But I'll get the spelling corrected by the next stream, and I'll get all the right lists of names on there, and I'll figure out how to do it. There is this right here. Just a second. Yeah, there's this right here, right? So this is pretty cool. This would have all the patrons, right? This is tier 1 running down the bottom. There's not enough room to even put all the tier 1s on there, though. So we got a problem. We got a problem. What's happening, Captain? All right. So that's basically it, guys. That's all I got for you. So we live in a clown world where Trump clearly seems to be an Owen Benjamin fan, and
This gravy train coming because they think that it's gravy train at the end. It's going to be a gravy train. Change the name from the caravans, which I think we came up with, to the gravy train because
to the gravy train. And we were indoctrinated with, money bad, but it isn't money that's bad. It's the love of money that's bad. There's power in money, but the power is the trick. What are you going to do with that power? God blesses you with money. I don't care how much of a special boy you think you are. You can't get money without God. Like, I think sometimes, it says God turns people over to their hardened heart. And, people are just going to be self-determined to be obsessed with money and place all their importance in that. There you go. I just found out I can't get any of the updates on the merch store until like 24 hours. It takes 24 hours for the orders to update. I was going to want to know if how we did on the first stream when we announced it, but it won't let me know. But if y'all want to be legends and just go crush and buy some merch, maybe we'll do pretty good. I had to spend like a decent amount of money to get one copy of all the merch so I can have it to wear. And also, like, I can firsthand say, like, oh, this is super comfortable, or give my honest opinion about it. But anyway, I don't know if anyone cares about that. But anyway, merch link in the description. And we'll figure out what we did today, tomorrow. Anyway, it's been cool, guys. That's it. We're about to hit an hour and a half. I'm going to wrap it up. Didn't want to leave y'all hanging. Took a break. We're back good now. I just had some stuff going on. Didn't really feel like talking on camera, to be honest. We live in clown world. Trump basically referred to giving up a couple times, but not actually saying it. So he's playing some type of game. No telling what's going to happen. He could just leave. It's not like, wouldn't it be unfounded for that to happen? Not many revelations in that respect. So let me double check, make sure we're not missing anything. I'm going to get out of here. Oh, we got a PayPal. In the world. Can I read it? Can I read it, PayPal? That'd be great. Robert, bless you, Austin. Thank you very much, and bless you, bro. Very generous and much appreciated. Thank you for the PayPal. You're the best. Y'all are legends. Thanks for all the support. Thanks for all the super chats. Thanks for all the lemons. My man Hydra is going wild over here. 6 freaking Lambos. My goodness. I don't want to miss your messages. F Grabblers. They are the 90%. Yeah, that's the crazy part, is really Grabblers are like a majority. The Grabbler personality. WitsitGetsIt, stay real. I'm going to try my best to, brother, man. Nah, there's nothing I'm going to change for. I wouldn't change for like millions of dollars, dude. I wouldn't even take the money. So shout out to all the legends in D-Lie. Let's go ahead and add some lemons. I'm going to add some lemons to the chest. All right, cool. Let me get out of here. Just a second after the lemons get out. So yeah, dude, just use your power for good. Use your power to help out people you feel led to help out, right? We're all supposed to be waking people up right now and going and waking as many people up as we can, standing up to the beast system, not cowering in fear, not complying to what they tell us to do, and waking everyone up. Telling them, get right with God. Get right with God. Yeshua is real. Yeshua is the most historically accurate figure in the world. Yeshua stopped my sleep paralysis. Yeshua is way realer than you think he is. I know the Bible's been super grappled. I agree. You need to swallow your pride and reconsider it. Do not let men push you away from the truth about Yeshua. You're supposed to scream it from the rooftops. We should be waking people up. COVID's clearly a hoax. The earth is clearly flat. They're faking space. Vaccines are bad. Everything that you think you see is some type of crazy, terrorist attack, false flag. They're lying to you about everything. They've subverted and tortured children from the get-go. They've actually taken their foreskin, taken them away from the mother instantly when they're supposed to sit on the chest for a long period of time, instantly traumatized them, slapped them, wiped them off. Then they inject them with poisonous chemicals, cutting the umbilical cord way too soon. there's all kinds of stuff that people need to know. Like, oh, you're pregnant. You need to know what you need to do is you need to go give a natural birth at your house. Oh, you're thinking about taking the vaccines and getting your grandma, who's the most vulnerable at 70, to go take the vaccines now if they're available to the elderly. You need to be told the truth. We need to tell the truth. And if you're not in a position where you can tell the truth, as in you can't go out in the world and tell the truth, maybe prohibition prohibits you from publicly telling the truth, you need to support those that do go out and tell the truth. And I'm not just saying like via money. Obviously, money is a great way to support the people that are going out there, but it's just you need to just support them. You need to share their content. If you find someone that you like that makes shorter content, that's one thing I don't do very well, right? Then you need to push those videos to the people that need to wake up. You need to do your part to support the message is the point. And that's what you're supposed to be focused on, right? Your time and what you're blessed with money-wise needs to go towards getting people to wake up to the truth. Waking people up to flat earth is a huge deal when it comes to God. And you should know that. I prayed about it a lot. I know it is. So we need to all band together and get the message out. Get the message out. Right now, more important than ever. There's my last little hoorah speech. But use your power for good. Use your power to support good. Use your power as it pertains to what comes with money to help bring people to the kingdom of God. Help, just like Anthony said, children, orphans, widows. We're supposed to help the less fortunate. We're supposed to, take our connection of money and put it beneath giving back. So that's kind of the whole point I wanted to make. Money's not intrinsically bad. And if you're smart with money, you may be blessed with more money. But the Bible doesn't say that, like, if you're a good Christian, you get money. And you shouldn't care about money. And it's more than obvious we're not supposed to either. We're told to consistently not to. So do not love the money. Much love, Austin. Much love, Austin. Check out the Try Thinking channel. All right, I'll try and remember it. And thank you for the $5 super chat. Right. Much love. Try Thinking channel. I'll try to remember to check it out, bro. Use your power for good. That's the gist of it. Maybe you've been blessed with certain things where you have access to certain funds or capabilities or connections. Use them for good. That's all you got to do. And don't be obsessed with your money, bro. And don't look yourself in the eyes and answer yourself honestly. Could you, on a dime, detach from your money? Now you got a family, like, I'm not, no, I wouldn't give everything away. I got to provide for my family. I understand that. I'm just saying, like, could you detach from your money? If someone came to you, if the government came to you and said, you must denounce Yeshua or everything that's in your bank account is getting ripped away, what are you going to do? Like, if you woke up and everything in your bank account was gone, what would you do? Could you deal with that? If it was God's will, could you let all your money go? It's an uncomfortable stream, guys, because no one wants to answer the question honestly. If it was God's will, could you let go of all of your money? You need to get to where you can say yes and be honest when you say it. This is coming from some 28-year-old kid, dropped out of college, don't have a lot of money. I get it. Take it or leave it. Guys, chipped tooth. I get it. But I'm just giving you all my takes. So use your power for good. Nothing wrong with money. Take it upon yourself as the responsibility to give your tithing. Do not just blindly give your money that you work for to a freaking building that gave its authority to the state. It's ridiculous. It's just ridiculous. So that's basically the gist of the stream. All right, guys. I'm going to get out of here. It's been real. Oh, my man Wayne is the guy Nathan had talked to. Yeah, shout out, Wayne. You're a legend, bro. Thanks again to everybody that donated. You are the best. Shout out to all the legends. If they get any merch, you are the best. There you go. Well, all right. I mean, like I said, dude, Michael Line, dude, I don't care to I could send you a hoodie or something. I think you thought that you could buy the hoodie from me, man. Just message me, somehow. I mean, I have Instagram. I think I have you on Instagram, bro. All right, guys. I'm actually getting out of here. Always have long goodbyes. I don't know what the streams will be about tomorrow. Like I said, I've just kind of detached from everything. I had a lot going on. I didn't really want to talk on camera, bro. I don't want to talk about it. Thanks for all the well wishes. I appreciate it. And again, thanks for all the support. We'll be flying out 19th. I'll be flying out the 19th. Hopefully Clown World doesn't activate too much between now and then, but either way, there's no way they're actually going to stop us. Yeah, and shout out to all the legends that are here. I'm pretty sure that I forgot about D-Live's limits. D-Live, you got some limits. Shout out to Hydro. Shout out to Formidable Jake. And shout out to Swixt Hydro Bear. Yeah, you are awesome. Thank you very much, bro, Hydro Bear, for the support. Thanks for everybody. Thanks for Red Bear helping out with the mods. Thanks for everybody kicking it in D-Live. You are the best. Thanks for all the subs. Those unplugs are crispy. And shout out once again to all legends that join us on YouTube. I'll catch up with y'all tomorrow. Don't know what the stream's going to be about. I may do 2 streams. I know I keep saying that. I always end up getting busy during the day, but trying to get all my affairs in order before leaving. And if I ever have an opportunity to do an appointment, I got to do it. Nowadays, you got to try to get money when you can, especially when I'm about to just take off. So even though the whole stream is about how I don't care about money at all, I'm just trying. I got to do what I got to do. All right, guys. So it's been real cool. Seek and speak truth unequivocally. It means no matter what, you should be the best at it. You should strive to be the truth speaker, and that's what it comes down to. Let me get over here to where I find all the banners. All right, so unplug from the system. The B system, keeps you plugged in to where you don't realize what's going on around you. You don't realize what you're being desensitized to. They're clearly updating infrastructure around you right now. They want a one world order. Sounds crazy. They're crazy. I didn't do it. We didn't do it. We just know that they're going to do it. Get right with God while you still can. When I say while you still can, is because, well, you've heard it a million times. You probably think it's cliche, but you can die at any point in time. So get right with God while you still can. Yeah, there you go. It's been cool. Been cool, guys. And there's now D-Live, since you're knowing, I might have to just kick them to the curb. Hopefully Lighthouse comes out here pretty soon because we're dealing with a lot of Clown World. I'll put together like a real formulated couple next streams, so get ready for the gravy. It's been awesome kicking it, guys. And Trump's clearly a bear. So like he said, people just want the gravy, People just looking for the gravy. We got to give them the gravy. Just tuned in. Money isn't important. It's mind control. Love you, Austin. You are correct. And thank you for the $5 super chat. Earth first, space later. And love you, bro. Much love. Yeah, money is you again, in closing, you have to look at money like it's just a cycle. It's just a perpetual revolving door that you have become detached from. And if you can't get there, it's going to be a bumpy ride. Till next time, stay flat. Till next time, keep slaying wizards in a world where gammas run wild. Only those that seek Logos will prevail. Peace.
Geopolitically, we in the field. That's for Israel. One day forceful grip. They forcing misinfo that we absorbing quick. Took the people's signature to mean extorted it. They forging it. If news ain't good, informants who informing them. There's a surplus, but they tell us there are shortages. Credit economy, mortgages, dollar that's supported with empty fortresses. But what's important is this: we porting ships, important gifts. Of course it is. What extortion is in accordance with an assortment list of foreign tricks. We ignoring which informant this, informant this. It looked like we were snoring tricked. Pedophilia and the government endorsing it. Yeah, eugenics is exactly what abortion is. You just vilify those insubordinate. Way to matrix engineer, that's unfortunate. Geopolitically we in a field that's for Israel. Wonder is it real? Rappers act to say they high, say they sip with pills. Glorify suicide so they get the deals. Big pharma set it up just to flip the pills. Control the music industry until the scripts get filled. Geopolitically, yeah, we in a field that's for Israel. Wonder is it real?